Mayor Jensen, Alan, Romain, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being with us today, in person or remotely, because we are right now displayed live on Facebook and over social media. It's such a great milestone for all of us. And as Christian Cochini, our CEO, was not able to travel, he asked me to say a few words in his name. So, Christian, Mayor Jensen, Romain, Anthony, Alan, Shyam, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I regret not being able to be present for this event, major for Helisim Group. But there are some representatives who could take the trip, like Pierre and Emilien, and of course, our managing director. I would like to thank all the people and companies who have been involved since the beginning of this beautiful adventure: Airbus Helicopter Inc., Thales, the city of Grand Prairie, the staff of Helisim Llc and Helisim in France, who has always supported this young company. The basic and very first idea, born in 2014, became a reality thanks to the vision, the cohesion and determination of several individuals and entities, some of which are here today. Without this alignment and willingness to move forward together, nothing would have been possible. First, we saw the paper agreements come to reality, then the groundbreaking, the actual creation of a company, the start of operations, and the simulator that were already on site. A brand new Helisim building that came out of the ground, and today, this new stage of the H145 full flight simulator is the first of a series of new FFS that will be here in the US to ensure maximum safety for pilots in North America and over various countries. I am proud to say that relationship between all of us are excellent and our partnerships is very strong. I am very optimistic that we will strengthen our position as a leader in high-level simulation training in the US. Helisim is therefore settling down in the international market, starting with the USA, and you can count on us to be your partners of choice in the long term and in cooperation with you all. I wish you to enjoy this major event in the history for Helisim. Thank you, Christian Cochini. Alan, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Jean-Charles. My name is Alan Pellegrini. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Thales in North America, and I'll tell you a little bit about Thales's contribution to this, this great simulator. With me is Shyam Kumar, who's taking my picture at the moment. Shyam is our Vice President and General Manager for Thales's Aviation Global Services business, and Shyam's responsible for the Americas. So thanks for joining me, Shyam. Look, we're at Thales. We're thrilled to be here today to celebrate the opening of this training center in Grand Prairie. Thank you so much, Mayor Jensen. We appreciate your attendance here, and thanks for welcoming us. You've been a great host to this business. Thanks, Jean-Charles, Romain. We really appreciate being a part of this tremendous opportunity. So thank you. The Helisim Consortium, it's been a great partnership between Thales and Airbus and DCI. Over the last year, this partnership has really come together to complete the delivery of this simulator, and really looking forward to the ribbon cutting in a bit. Let me mention, this is not the first collaboration between Airbus Helicopters and Thales. In this region. We've been a partner on a significant U.S. Army program, the Lakota helicopter program, where our avionics has been part of the Airbus helicopter, and we've delivered over 450 platforms, so a very successful program. Let me also add that when it comes to training pilots to fly Airbus platforms, Thales simulators have been deployed all over the world. For this mission, both on the military and the civil side. So this is a natural extension of that great collaboration. We've worked with Airbus helicopters for the last 20 years to support pilot training with Helisim out of our Southern France, Helisim Southern France facility, which trains, I've heard, up to 3,000 pilots a year on Airbus helicopters. And which, by the way, are market leaders here in this region of the world. Now, with those same capabilities here in the U.S. that you see behind me, we are able to better reach pilots in North America with an ambition to train up to 1,500 pilots and maintenance personnel each year in Grand Prairie. The H-145 platform simulator, it's based on what we call a Thales Reality H simulator capability. It's one of the most sophisticated simulator solutions on the market. The pilots that we've trained with this simulator have been extremely impressed, primarily with the immersive experience that the simulator, and you'll see that it brings, given very large field of view, very high definition projection, and allows us to simulate multiple operational scenarios, including emergency experiences. And this allows us to facilitate an easy transition for pilots between the platform itself and the simulator. The proof of that is also backed by the newest technologies we've applied to the simulator, including very intuitive touchscreen instructor stations, and also our Hexalign motion technology, which enables us to further emulate real-life conditions and environment for the pilot's training. This creates a much more optimum environment and system for the crews, and makes them better prepared when they get behind the real helicopter. So let me just say, in conclusion, this work has been great, but it's not been without challenges. We've all had to face down the global pandemic, and of course it impacted this project as well. For a period of time, we had severe travel restrictions on our technicians that had to help get this thing operational due to COVID, which was understandable. But needless to say, delivering a simulator without the technical experts is pretty difficult. But there's been an excellent collaborative effort between Thales, between Helisim and Jean-Charles, with Roman and Airbus, and the French Embassy in Washington, D.C., and the U.S. Embassy in Paris, to help us get special exemptions so we can get our technicians back to help this mission. So we really appreciate that. So today's ribbon cutting ceremony, it's a great reminder of the strengths, the resilience, and the commitment of the aviation sector. And despite the disruptions and setbacks over the last year, I have confidence centers like these will allow us to rebound quickly in this industry. So thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciate it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Romain Trapp. I'm the president of Airbus Helicopters in North America. And it's so nice to be here and to see this new full flight simulator ready to go. And I can tell you our customers are really anxious and are awaiting its arrival and entry into service, which will be planned for next week. Airbus is really proud to the work which has been performed by everyone here today, without whom this project would not have been a success. So thank you for Thales to be here today, and to Helisim for hosting us in this really brand new building. And thank you, Mayor Johnson, for coming out to support Airbus and our partners, and to support us again and again. Grand Prairie has been a wonderful home for Airbus, and a wonderful home for Helisim now. As we have grown our local presence, and where we contribute actually to the development of North Texas as a nationally recognized hub for aviation. You know, we started here 50 years ago. 50. And I can say, Grand Prairie is a great place to do business. And Grand Prairie is a great central location for our customers who come from across the country and all of the Americas and beyond. So we already welcome here in Grand Prairie more than 1,500 pilots and mechanics. And actually, this number is going to grow thanks to this simulator, which you can see just behind me. The H-145 is already recognized as the most versatile light twin helicopters around the world. You see it flying actually all across the Americas and all across the world for emergency medical services, for law enforcement, for military operation, for oil and gas, and for private aviation. And there is actually a very famous customer of ours, which is flying this helicopter just across the road with the Dallas Cowboys. This brand new state-of-the-art H-145 simulator allows our customers to experience the highest level of H-145 training right there in their own backyard. I can't highlight enough the importance of simulator training for our customers. When you are a pilot, you really have to be prepared for anything and everything. But training on some of the more complicated procedures or emergency procedures actually in an actual aircraft could sometimes be dangerous and sometimes could cause unnecessary wear and tear to the helicopters. And in a simulator, you can take the time needed to really perfect maneuvers. And in that regard, the simulator training gives pilots that confidence that they know what to do to get out of a tricky situation. I've spent actually a little bit of time myself in the simulator, and I must say, that's really impressive. The quality of the images and the similarity to the real aircraft, as this simulator comes actually with the Airbus helicopter data package and the avionics suite, I can tell you, it's just like flying the helicopters. We look forward to providing Airbus customers with the best of the best in simulator training and a pretty good overall experience as well when they come to Grand Prairie for that training. And with that, I'm honored now to leave the floor to Grand Prairie Mayor Juan Jensen.
You know, I lived here 50 years ago. I was 20 years old, and I remember when y'all came. I mean, come on, let's face it, that was big news around here. Y'all won the HH-75, and you're coming to Grand Prairie, right next to Traders Village. This is real important to me, and here's why. In the 40s, my father-in-law moved here from East Texas to work in the military on planes at Vought. Actually, it was North American back then. Then it became Chance and Vought and Ling. We have a long tradition of building flying machines here in Grand Prairie. And we were so excited when Eurocopter came here, American Eurocopter, now Airbus helicopters, now Helisim with this. It just fits into who we are. The last note I'll tell you, just recently Texas Trust Credit Union got the naming rights to the theater. Why is that important? Texas Trust Credit Union. Well, they didn't know it out there. I had to give them the history. Texas Trust Credit Union was Vought Heritage Credit Union years ago during the war. And then the Vietnam War and the Korean War, there's a history there that people need to understand and remember, because it's what built Grand Prairie. Y'all have been great partners. Love seeing y'all around what you do in our community. Let's do it another 50 years. Welcome, Helisim. This is fantastic. Thank y'all. We couldn't be more excited.
Thank you all for being here. Today is a day of pride. 4 years of hard work. $22 million invested in this building and this new simulator, and many, many obstacles to overcome. But we succeeded, we made it. And all that could not have been done without the support of many. First of all, Christian Cochini and Sébastien Delmeyer, who is here, who initiated the project 4 years ago. It was a phone call from the US to France. Then three CFOs working on the project to make it happen. They were so done by that they resigned. So Clément Manoury was the first, Jean Maviel the second, and Romain Boutin the third. We have as well Cassiope, which is a company who helped us to build the project with Fabrice Mario and Antoine Laurent, and myself as a project manager. Then we have all the board members of Helisim, so Alain Brunello, Laurent Vautrin, Patrice Aderouo, Frédéric Mangeon, Karine Guillemin, Sabrina Barbera, all those board members who approved the project. And my team here, Charles Humphreys, David Deering, Albert Schwartz, and Simon Duvat, our VIE, was flown back to France, but he's still in our heart. And finally, our partner in Airbus, lindsay.Cunningham, Matthew Clark, Gabe Flores, John Cockburn, and Chad Herbert, who supported us so much. They are all part of this success today, and many others I can name. Now we are ready to welcome the FIA tomorrow for the qualification of a simulator. It will be followed by Transport Canada and many other authorities. Then we will be ready next week to welcome pilots from all over the America and even further away. I am often asked about simulation training, and let me add a few words about it. This Thales Reality Edge flight simulator standing behind me is the highest standard you can have regarding simulation training. It hosts an Airbus helicopter data package, including all the softwares you have in the actual aircraft. Whatever is happening in the sim would happen in the actual aircraft, by the way. And it will allow all the pilots to train like you can't train in an actual aircraft. It's much better. You can learn from your mistakes, and it's very important. You can, what we call muscle memory. So that's something you can do real, you can touch it. You know, in an actual aircraft, if I simulate a fire, I will say you, okay, let's imagine this light is coming up. You see it, what would you do? And you will explain me, no, please don't touch it. It's an actual aircraft. We don't want to take risk. In the sim, you can do everything. You can touch the control, move it, so you can remember with your muscle. You don't, when you are in a stress situation, you don't need to think about it. You just do it. That's so important. In addition, we go green. It's always good. We have no complaint around the vicinity for flying over. Nobody complains. Call the Mayor Jensen to say, I am done with Airbus helicopter, flying around. That's much better. And we are really increasing flight safety for all of us, which is pretty good. So thank you all for your attendance. I'm so happy to have you all here. And please, no ribbon kitting, and have a look to the simulator. Thank you very much.